They got out of there pretty fast. But it was for charity. It was for a good cause, so well worth it. I'm Michelle Mackey. One of the big stories we're following here at the Weather Network, a temperature plunge. The first taste of Arctic air for this season in southern Ontario is coming. We're already feeling that cool air mass in the north, a taste of what's to come. Conditions this morning in Timmins feeling like minus 25. And yeah, we'll get there in southern Ontario. But before we do, we're watching a wind shift out of the north, and that's going to bring us the development of some lake effect snow squalls for southwestern Ontario, areas east and south of Lake Huron into the afternoon, continuing through the overnight. We do have a snow squall watch that's been issued by Environment Canada for about 5 to 10 centimeters expected from Goderich down towards Sarnia. But the biggest risk, reduced visibilities, especially along the 401 corridor, the 404 in southwestern Ontario. Now let's get back to those temperatures. Following the passage of this cold front, we are ushering in that cool air mass. And when you want to talk about the numbers, well, here's how it looks. Brace yourselves, because Toronto tomorrow, at the warmest part of the day, feeling like minus 19. That's nearly a 20-degree temperature difference in terms of your wind chill from what we're dealing with today. So bundle up, get ready for it, just in time for the kids to go back to school, right? Now today we're still dealing with those westerly winds from Lake Ontario to Lake Erie, but we are beginning to see that temperature, or pardon me, the winds veer further to the north, and that's why we're watching the development of that lake effect snow as we move into the evening, continuing through the overnight with those gusty northerly winds. We'll leave you now with a great shot here. I'm Michelle Mackey. Good to have you here with us. You know what else we're going to be getting into? Frigid temperatures come Monday in southern Ontario. A big plunge is on the way. Squalls again today in southwestern Ontario. A northerly wind bringing not only the squalls but those frigid temperatures by the time we get into Monday. Frigid in southern Ontario, southern Quebec. Tuesday, that'll be a story for Atlantic Canada. Here's what we're dealing with. A snapshot of your temperatures around 8 a.m. in the north. Look at these wind chills. Feeling like minus 26 in Timmins. And that really is a taste of what's to come in southern Ontario by the time we move into tomorrow, so enjoy your seasonal temperatures this afternoon. Brave souls. I did that once last year. Never again. I'm Michelle Mackey. Great to have you here with us. This afternoon across the country looks like this. We are going to be around seasonal in through southern Ontario, also around seasonal in Atlantic Canada, but we are watching a low push into the Maritimes. The above seasonal trend continues for the prairies, quiet in the west, but a big change is coming for the eastern half of our country as we move into the start of this work and school week. Today, still dealing with the squalls, but if you look to the north and you see that dark purple, that's an indication of frigid temperatures coming for you in Quebec and Ontario on Monday, and then Tuesday that'll hit Atlantic Canada. But today, dealing with some snow squalls, we're watching a wind shift from the southwest to more of a northerly flow into the afternoon. So we'll start by seeing some flurries along the southern shores of Lake Huron. Those will develop into a heavy snowband by this afternoon. 5 to 10 centimeters with this. If you're doing any driving along the 401 corridor southwest of London, do take it easy, because we are talking about reduced visibilities, very possible with this. We have lake effect snow expected, and that includes those of us in southern Ontario. I'm Michelle Mackey. Good to have you here with us. We are watching this departing low track into Atlantic Canada as we move through the morning, and then in behind that system, some northwesterly winds fostering the development of lake effect snow. Some snow squall watches have been issued for areas Goderich down towards Sarnia for about 5 to 10 centimeters, but the biggest risk is going to be some reduced visibility into the afternoon. Another big story we're following here at the Weather Network, a temperature plunge. This is a snapshot of your temperatures around 7 a.m. Eastern time this morning. What you see in the north, yeah, that is coming to those of us in southern Ontario by the time we move into Monday. You may be starting off the day with a little bit of mixed precip, some wet snow before you see that changeover to rain. I'm Michelle Mackey. Great to have you here with us, and we'll get to share your weather in just a sec, but let's talk about what's happening in Ontario. A system bringing us some snow through the pre-dawn hours as that low tracks into Quebec. But then as we move into the afternoon, we're watching a big wind shift. It's going to be more of a northerly flow, and that is going to bring us some lake effect snow squalls south of Lake Huron. We're watching the heaviest bands along the shoreline from Grand Bend down towards Sarnia with 5 to 10 centimeters. But the biggest risk is going to be lowered visibility, so do take care if you're on the roads. Now here's a low tracking into the Maritimes. We're watching some snow in through northern New Brunswick, as I mentioned, mostly a mixing story for Nova Scotia, and then as we move into Monday, high pressure builds into place, but we will be dealing with some lingering flurries. Now, in terms of how much snow we're expecting through until Monday, the highest amounts likely to fall through northern New Brunswick. 10 centimeters not out of the question. And then as we move into the overnight, we'll see a little bit of a transition over from flurries in St. John's to a rainy mix. All right, let's take you now to share your weather. Let's have some fun. This is the chance for you, the viewer, to get a personalized weather forecast. You just have to send us a photo of the weather outside your door. And today we found an incredible one on Twitter from St. John's. We're sticking with our Atlantic Canada theme for this segment. How gorgeous is this shot? Well, today you might not be seeing the sun. We are expecting some sea effect flurries to start out your day. And then as that low pushes in through the overnight, we'll see that change to a little bit of a messy mix. And then it'll clear out by Monday and a temperature drop in store for Newfoundland come Tuesday. Your locals start now. Newfoundland, you are expecting a big temperature drop as we move into Tuesday, and today some scattered sea effect flurries. I'm Michelle Mackey. Good to have you here with us. Systems across the country today. We are watching some lake effect snow to develop in southern Ontario, a low pushing into Atlantic Canada. Another quiet day in the west. That, however, is going to change as we move through this week. Let's talk about your temperatures. I really want to focus on that for this long range edition because Monday morning in Toronto, it is going to be feeling like minus 19. In through Montreal, feeling like minus 22. And you're not going to feel much of a recovery as we move into the afternoon. In fact, temperatures today in southern Ontario are actually going to be dropping. You'll see your warmest temperature early on this morning. And then as this cold front sinks north to south, ushering in some cooler air, some northerly winds, but we will see some lake effect snow in southwestern Ontario. And look at these temperatures for your Monday. Your daytime high in Barrie, minus 14, feeling like minus 22. Frigid is not a word we use lightly. In this case, it is exactly what we're talking about. For Atlantic Canada, we're watching a low push into the Atlantic for Monday, passing through Newfoundland through the overnight. Some lingering flurries in the Maritimes before that area of high pressure comes in on Tuesday, cooling things down for you. And then we'll see a return to seasonal or above seasonal temperatures in through southern Ontario by the time we get to the end of the week. But then Friday into Saturday, that's when our next system likely to come into play. Your temperatures above seasonal once again today in the prairies, a little bit below in through BC. A temperature plunge is coming as an Arctic front slides north to south through the prairies by late week. So enjoy these above seasonal temperatures while you can. And our next system for BC, that pushes in through the overnight tonight, and it is going to be a little bit of an unsettled first week of 2016.